Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at becoming princes, but mostly we're poor at making art. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Benj. So today, we're going back to our usual way of determining what to draw. Just looking at our pastor's sermon.
It's more like the easiest way to become or come up with what we're drawing.
True.
And surprisingly creative.
Yes. Of course, feel free to put into the comments any suggestions you have, for us to draw, because we don't want to come up with every idea. But today we're drawing The Coming of a Prince, since that was the title of the sermon.
Yep. We're actually really bad at becoming princes. Not that we've really given it much of a go. But
no. How does one give it a go?
Well, if the fairy tales are to be believed, then you have to find a lady frog, and you have to kiss the lady frog, who happens to be a princess, and then you become a prince.
Oh, well,
yeah,
that is true. I haven't gone around kissing.
You've heard
frogs.
Of the story of the princess, the frog.
Princess the frog.
Yeah.
No, actually, I haven't heard of that.
It's not that surprising. People usually mispronounce the title or get it,
Add an extra "and."
Like there's a princess and a frog, or the frog. It should be like the frog princess, but in the original German, it's the princess, comma, the frog. Or maybe it was a semicolon. I can't remember, but
well,
we're not drawing that though.
I thought
we could draw becoming princes
next was to find an already princess.
Well, I mean that's true, but how many
them to like you?
Yeah, but you know how hard it is to meet a already princess. She's in a castle, behind a moat, behind a fence, behind a wall, behind a thousand guards.
A dragon.
Yeah, exactly. Much easier to just find a princess that is a frog, like a cursed.
Yeah, so just you just kiss every frog. One of them's got to be a princess.
I mean,
the odds.
It is statistically, easier.
In the story, it was just one. The first time they tried.
Yeah, how many people are out there kissing frogs?
Yeah, none.
Yeah,
I've never heard of anybody.
There's a lot of princesses out there that have been turned into frogs. If you're like an evil witch or something in a fairy tale, that's what you do. You find every princess you can, turn her into a frog. Nobody nobody likes frogs. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the only hope, actually, for most ordinary guys to become a prince in today's day and age. Back in medieval times, every other guy was a prince.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Every other guy.
Yeah.
Every other guy was just a prince. See,
you have to draw not becoming a prince, though. I keep forgetting.
I haven't thought about what I'm going to draw at all.
See, I heard his title this morning, and I was like, I've got an idea. Now, I can't draw it, but I know what I'm going to try to draw.
I didn't have an idea.
You just have to draw a prince coming over here, the prince is coming, quick. Bring out your lady frogs.
Bring out your lady frogs. But why is the prince kissing frogs?
Oh, that's a good point. Because they're his sisters. They're not kissing them. It's just they're his siblings.
Also, if we learned anything from Jurassic Park, it's that some frogs change genders. So what's the difference of a lady frog and a not lady frog?
It's hard to tell before you kiss them.
Oh. Makes sense.
Yeah. If you kiss them and you made a mistake, then you just throw them back in the pond, and they become a frog again.
We're gonna draw. This is a not lady frog.
Oh, it's a male frog.
No, it's a lady that's not a frog.
Nothing about this thing's shape makes me think it's a lady.
Yeah, we're going body first strategy this time.
Oh gosh, is that how you draw a lady?
Yeah, she's like
Seems kind of wrong.
She's
but
like
okay.
on the ground.
It looks like she's sort of.
She has hair. As
I still don't see the shape of a person here.
She's
it looks like a person who's been like rolled up in a tarp, and then they are like worming their way along the floor.
She's like cleaning. These are her lips.
I mean this in the nicest way possible, but you draw the ugliest women. Why is her neck so thick? Oh no.
Don't question her.
Maybe if her neck isn't actually that thick, the hair just...
She's cleaning the floors.
She has really good posture.
While cleaning the floors.
Yeah. Like, her back is like as straight as a board.
Yeah, she's the master cleaner of the floors.
I don't even understand like the back of her dress by her head. It just goes straight up to a point. It'd be the most uncomfortable. It's like wearing a box.
Yep.
I'll also point out that her dress has a very conveniently placed stripe.
Don't they all?
It just so happens to line up with the floor. It's like those pictures that people take that are like, it looks like somebody's really tiny here. You know, like when people like are like, look, I'm holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Mm-hmm.
This would be one of those pictures. It'd be like, look at the stripe on her dress. What are the odds that it would line up perfectly with the floor?
Yes, this is...
It's like she's invisible. It would help again if we had color options.
It's a situation.
You clearly see that the dress is one color and the floor and wall are clearly two different colors. And then it would be like...
Yeah. I mean, if we had color, I'd probably just color her dress all in so that you wouldn't see the line anymore.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
She also has gloves that start at the exact point of that line.
Well, that makes sense because she's cleaning the...
Yeah, it's just convenient.
It's like these clothes were made for cleaning the floor. That's why she has to keep such a specific position. Her back's so straight so that it all lines up.
Exactly.
Okay, either this is another ugly woman or this is an ugly prince.
All women in my universe, as all people in my universe are ugly.
What a unfortunate place to be a lady or a man or anything.
And she has a hand here. I realized that I was gonna have her like opening up the curtains, but I didn't draw curtains.
She is peculiarly holding that window in her hand.
No, it's curtains.
She like stuck her finger through the wall in. She's like putting the window in place.
The curtains are just like weird.
You can say that again.
Just weird. There's only one curtain also.
You know what I'll say is weird about your drawing? The genie girl. That's clearly... Oh, never mind.
No, she has legs.
And let me guess, she has socks that perfectly...
Socks still good.
Let this be a lesson to everyone out there drawing. To have a good excuse for why your background lines were supposed to be...
We'll make it clear that they're socks.
You know, that actually almost works. I don't know what woman is standing there in her dress and her like tube socks watching out the window, but you know, her socks have like heels.
Who is there?
What is that word? Oh, okay, there. What is that, an S?
Oh. It's just a prince.
Yeah, just a dime a dozen back in this day.
Everybody was a prince.
Yeah.
And see, as all of our fans know, I'm great at drawing princes.
I was disappointed, actually. I didn't get to see one today.
So I thought I would challenge myself
Not draw one.
and not draw a prince. I was gonna draw him in the window.
You don't have to.
No, but I didn't draw him in the window.
Oh, is that like a knock?
Yeah.
Or is it like the Walmart
Knock.
symbol? It's Prince Walmart's knocking at the door. You can tell by the shape of his imprints on the... That adds a lot of context.
Yep. Now you can just hear this picture.
Yeah, it brings it to life.
Yep.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a pun. For this drawing.
It's pretty straightforward.
It's
That's a prince, and he came to their house.
Yep.
And they are clearly unimpressed.
Don't care.
Yeah. Just let this be your history lesson for today. You know, back in times of yore, princes weren't that impressive.
Yeah, they're just literally everyone was a prince.
Yeah, as long as you were like handsome enough and had a castle, which, I mean, let's be honest, everyone had a castle.
Yeah.
Unless you were like a peasant, but
although
even peasants had princes.
Yeah, I mean, like if you owned your own house, you were a prince. Like,
every man is king of his own castle, kind of a thing. Except every prince is a prince of his own. You know,
kingdom.
one family house, single family home.
Yes,
that's right. That makes us princes, though. And as we established at the beginning of this video, we're poor at becoming princes.
Well, yes, but see, that's because in today's time and age, nobody owns anything. The bank owns my house.
Good point.
I just pay them to live there.
That's a good point, Benj. That's a good point. Our only hope is to find a frog.
Yes.
For you. I already have a wife.
Yeah, you have no hope to becoming a prince unless just like some royalty dies and names you.
Well, it could be like we get like a letter in the mail from like Kayla's like distant relative, the king.
Yeah. The one we didn't know about.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden we just like through a technicality I become a prince.
Like in SpongeBob, what happened with Patrick.
Yeah, you know, the norm.
Yeah.
If it can happen to a starfish in a cartoon. It's probably based on something real.
Exactly.
I'm going to come over there and save today's drawing.
Please do.
So this is a first for us because I'm not actually at the drawing spot. We took a little break there. Benj and I had a talk in between us switching. And we realized that we needed to let Benj add something to his drawing.
Yes. I mean, we were both talking about how boring my drawing was.
Yeah, well, it's true.
I was like, well, you know, I wanted to draw a prince, like, in the window.
Yeah.
But how could he be at the door and at the window?
And I was just do it.
Yep.
That's how art works. Like, let people figure it out for themselves. And it is a... Also, it's just a shame if Benj doesn't get to draw a prince because he's like our resident prince artist.
Yeah, so this prince is gonna have like one of those haircuts that's like, you know, that princes have.
Yeah, that only princes can like legally get away with.
Just like parted in the middle and long.
Like clearly his mother styled it.
And you're just like, what the heck are you doing?
But
prince?
Like, let's be honest. This prince, especially the way you're drawing him so far, would be the weird. Oh gosh, be the weirdest thing to have somebody come to your door and knock on it while they're just like staring at you in the window.
He's got a little butt chin.
Oh god,
as all princes do.
Imagine just coming to your door and there's a knock and you look out the window and this prince is
got like those poofy, like
he's just staring at you. We're just still knocking on the door, looking right at you. Oh man, princes are the worst.
That's part of his arm now.
Amazing how so many things in this perfectly lined up so unexpectedly.
He's got those like poofy pants also.
I'm telling you, it's like the nurse maid like dressed him. Back in my country, this is how all princes dress. Wow. Wow. This escalates this so much in the sense that
So you can
drew
just
a
like
prince.
imagine that his arm is like stretching over, knocking, while he's just like looking at one.
And she's just completely still unimpressed. Like, oh, it's just a prince. Super creepy prince who's knocking on the door and staring at me.
And you may notice that there's a line here, but see, this line actually is in front of the prince.
Yes, see?
Like, because it's a window.
Perspective.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's not a stripe on his chin. No, like
that's just the window.
that's the window in front of him.
Yes,
and that's not a stripe on her
over
dress.
here,
No,
that-
that's a stripe on the dress.
that is a stripe on the dress.
Just a single stripe.
Yes, and this just happens to be where the socks line up.
No, I don't even question those anymore. That does escalate yours to a new place.
Yes,
If somebody's gonna print this out and put it on their fridge, now it's worth it.
Yes, this is much better.
Now
drawing.
it's more uncomfortable.
and now you understand the reaction to the prince.
Yeah, especially yeah.
I'm
'cause
sure you're like, wait, why would they not want a prince? But like, I mean, come on.
Yep, no joke. Unimpressed, and he is definitely creeping me out. So I'm gonna come over there and do my own thing, for real this time.
Yes, I won't have any more inspiration, I'm sure.
That's the thing about artistic inspiration. You can't limit it with the rules like time and whose turn it is.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
only thing you can limit artistic expression by is
the ballpoint
the
pen.
ballpoint pen
The
and the
only
eraser.
tool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you cannot go beyond that.
There's no such thing as like you can't erase a ballpoint pen. There's no
No.
tool to do
It's
that.
the most, we've talked about this, but it's the most pure form of artistic expression.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most simple, the most challenging, and you can't erase because just like in life, you can't erase your
Anything.
actions.
Yep.
Let that sink in while I switch chairs real quick.
Yes.
All right. We were talking earlier about like the most famous princes, you know,
Were we
very, very briefly.
like the frog one?
No, like we were talking about like Prince Charming.
Mm-hmm. Prince Charming.
Not even his name, just like his character
I
attribute.
mean, it's the only name he has, right?
I don't know. He might have like. There's Prince Philip.
Mm-hmm.
That was the prince
Sleeping
from
Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
The only good prince.
Yeah, truly the only one.
Like the
He
one
fought a
that,
dragon.
yeah, like actually saved everybody and rescued her, and then they fell in love.
But was he charming?
I mean,
No.
he like danced with her in the woods and then went and fought a dragon for her. That's pretty charming, I'd say.
I think the worst
What
one
did
was
Prince-
probably
Prince Charming.
yeah. He's from Snow White, right?
Yeah, the
He's
one that
like-
just like
Everyone's
kissed
like
a 14-year-old girl and then
it's even worse than that.
That's
They're
it?
like everyone's like she's dead, and he's like I didn't get
just
to kiss her.
just my time.
Oh no, Prince Charming, what happened?
Everybody knows the dead 14-year-olds.
Oh no, don't
are
do
the
it, Prince Charming.
perfect
This is the worst. The court
person to
cases
kiss.
alone will just drive your name into the dirt. And then everyone's like, oh, but somehow she lived. And he's like, what? Somehow she lived. And even the queen was like, what? How did that even happen?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're,
Yeah, like how did the poison
first
was
of all,
cured by a kiss?
you ever watched Disney's Snow White movie?
Uh,
It's just the worst.
like the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's so old, which I get. It's like the first animated movie. Yeah, it feels like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Her
for sure.
voice alone, like nails on a chalkboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sings. And then that's the prince.
Yep.
Best part of that movie might be the witch. She tried to put it into it all.
Yes.
I hate that. Listen to her talking every day, and the mirror even likes her. And
Plus, it just like feels like a
Well-
cheap knockoff of the Sleeping Beauty story.
Yeah, but I mean that's how a lot of fairy tales are, Ben. They're just cheap knockoffs of each other.
Yeah, but like Sleeping Beauty was a fine, good story, and then it's like
Yeah.
Snow White was just like, what if we did the same story, but like everything was milder, and the prince was lame.
You're not wrong. All right, I got to start drawing, or else we'll never finish this. I'm gonna draw another famous prince that happens to have a song written about him as well. You
Wait,
know,
what song was written about Prince Charming or Prince Philip or Prince the Beast?
let me put it this way: this is the only prince that has a song written about him.
Okay.
And he wasn't even really a prince, but also he kind of was really a prince. Let me just draw the first thing, and you'll understand who it is right off the bat. Hang on.
Beast is probably a worse prince than
you know who that is?
Charming. I mean, I do, but that's because I already knew it.
I'm asking the viewers at home, Benj.
Yeah, I just
The
making that clear.
extreme Disney fans.
I'm looking at your phone with the pictures of the thing you're copying, so of course I know.
I'm not copying it, Benj. I can't copy it. Like, is it insult to me? Oh gosh, where's the head supposed to go?
Oh, I see it now. You're not copying it. You're drawing an apple.
Oh no. See, when you tell people that I'm looking for reference at something, that's an insult to me because they're going to be like, oh, but was he? Was he actually? Because he doesn't look anything like any...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not it's the truth.
Oh, man.
It may make you look worse, but that's just how bad you should look. Why is he a robot?
These are his eyes that I'm choosing to give him.
And is he squinting with one of them? Like he's trying to wink, but he doesn't know how, so he just like squints one of his eyes.
You know, this is a prince. You don't want to look too closely at princes.
I see you made the picture bigger on your phone. It's not helping.
Trying to get some distinguishing feature that saves the day. Oh man, that hat did not turn out like I wanted.
It looks like... Remember when we drew the Pokemon? And there was that, like, apple Pokemon?
It doesn't look like that.
Yeah, it looks like what I drew. Like the apple Pokemon with the worm coming out.
That's the worst insult I've heard yet. So. Alright, here he is, guys. Prince Ali, also known as Aladdin, the lying Prince Ali. Although
lying prince?
Well, was he really a prince?
Yeah, I mean, he wished to the genie that he be a prince.
Yeah, but does that make you a prince?
It does. Like, I mean, first of all,
then why was he all like, I'm telling her a lie and I can't live with it?
Yeah, because he's an idiot. Like,
how dare you?
Like to become a prince in this time period in that area. I mean, first they didn't use the word prince, right? But they had whatever.
I mean, they sang a whole song. Like, this is my drawing is based off of.
Yeah, but like they used whatever like Arabic name.
Oh, I probably shouldn't sing it. It'll be like copyrighted. But...
I think you're safe. Just say as much of it as you want.
Yeah, that's why I cut myself off and didn't use my real singing voice for the sake of copyright. Don't want to do that and, have the Disney folks be like, it sounds exactly like the real thing. How could you? And be like, no, actually, that was just my artist voice.
Yeah, like in that area and time period, to be a prince, all you had to do was like own land. Like, and have people.
Aladdin own land, though.
He did, because the genie made it so. Like, the genie, you can wish for anything as long as it doesn't break one of the rules. He didn't break one of the rules. Now, like, the genie must have given him land. It clearly gave him a bunch of servants. Like, they were coming into town with him. What happened to them?
I've never really thought about it like that.
So, like, I mean, he clearly just became a prince, and then...
the guilt got to him.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm not a real prince because I had a magical genie make me a prince instead of... whatever
murdering
other people did. Yeah, murdering off the old king and taking his land.
Somehow he looks weird with 4 fingers.
You drew them like closer to a normal hand, like longer fingers and stuff.
It's disturbing. Just let it be known that the hand mangler, even a prince, isn't safe.
You also didn't like which one is the thumb?
He didn't have thumbs. He didn't need them. He's a prince.
See,
Didn't have to pick
he
up
has
things.
other people. That's why he had the monkey, right?
Yeah. If you're a prince, you don't need to pick up things. We were talking about this actually earlier today. Like, there's a certain level of rich and powerful that, like, people don't generally do this. But you could be like, I never have to walk anywhere again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's a certain level of rich, you can just be like, I'm going to hire someone to carry me everywhere from now on. I'm like a palanquin or something.
That used to be like how princes live.
And even if you don't yeah, exactly. Like, their feet are too important to walk. But even if you're not rich, there's a certain level of just, like, famous where you don't even have to pay people to carry you. You're just like, does anyone want to carry me down the streets? And then you just be mobbed with like 1,000 fans
everybody wants
that want to carry you somewhere, like on a palanquin, just like on a piggyback. Like, they'd be super okay with it.
Yeah, like all the famous people that like they just go to a restaurant and the restaurant's like, please eat this for free, our best meal.
Yeah, just like hoping they post on Instagram about it. Or something. It's missing something because he looks really dumb.
I think the word you're looking for is talent.
Hey, I am not half up. I'm not. I mean, his face is kind of derpy, but you know.
I mean, this is definitely not your worst drawing. I don't see a sagging butt horse.
I haven't drawn the most important part of my drawing yet, so you shall see. There's going to be. Let's see how to draw this.
Always the question. Is that a hand?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry.
Shush. Let's see.
Is it holding something?
It'll all make sense in 10 or 15.
10 or 15 what?
10 or 15, Benj. How do you draw this animal?
I have a pretty long video on our hand if you mean minutes.
This animal is so complicated.
Wait, this is an animal with hands that's holding
no,
something?
No, we're gonna
monkey.
We're gonna abandon the
just a floating hand now.
just accept that. It's...
I can't.
This doesn't have to look perfect. No, I'll explain why never.
I mean, none of our drawings look perfect. So I never expected that of you.
Thank you for that, I think. In some weird roundabout way, that might actually be helpful. Alright, can't get this part wrong. Yeah, that's close enough.
Okay. So it's an animal that's being held up by one single hand.
Yeah, can you tell what animal it is? Because if
the giant weird hump in the middle.
Yeah, because you've heard the song from Aladdin.
I would say camel, but it's probably just a horse that you drew wrong.
No, it's supposed to be a camel.
Shit, I'd rather have a horse with a hump in the back than on the butt.
Somewhere on my four-legged creatures, there has to be something wrong. So,
yeah, the song that like clearly states how much of a prince he already was, and then just like, oh, yep, never mind. He's not a prince because he said so. What? Is that the face?
It's a man. Here's his mouth. Nose.
Why is his hand?
It's like behind him, up and behind him.
Yes, but it's so much bigger than his head.
Let's just assume that's
What are you looking at?
It's a wrinkled shirt, okay?
Why does he have like he looks like he's the ranger from like Yogi Bear?
I don't know. I was trying to give him a hat.
Like I don't even know what to say.
Don't say anything. This is how he's holding it, okay?
Like the posture isn't what I have a problem with. You keep saying this is how he's holding it. That's not the problem.
He's just weird looking. Okay,
he's the worst.
Okay, so he's coming. Prince Ali's coming in.
Like imagine his head being a bicep, and then get rid of the body. That would have been better of a drawing.
Okay, fine, I get it. He's a servant. You don't look at him. You look at Prince Ali. Prince Ali, like all princes, purposely hires boring-looking servants so people only focus on them.
Okay.
And they're all singing, because that's what people who follow princes around do.
Mm-hmm.
They sing. They're like, he's good. What's the line? Got 75 golden. See, this isn't a real camel. It's the statue of a camel.
Mm-hmm.
So if it doesn't look like a camel, it's because the artist who made that statue done messed up.
Oh, okay.
Music.
Yes.
Yeah,
Got
like
that. So he's got his
like they're singing that
golden
off screen,
camels.
like and then there's like, oh gosh, do I have to draw Jasmine next? I don't know what Jasmine looks like.
You could just like draw the palace that he's coming to.
Oh no. It can't be Jasmine. It's gotta be like someone else comes out and is like, what do you think a guard looks like in this day and age?
Oh, well, I mean, you could have it look like from the movie, the guards that we saw.
You saw guards?
Yeah, like remember they like chased Aladdin in the whole first scene.
Oh yeah. They're not gonna look like that because I can't remember what those guys look like.
You could also draw what's his face with the snake staff.
Oh
Jafar,
yeah,
because he seems to do everything in
too
the palace.
many iconic people for me to ruin. So this is generic person number 6.
Like, I don't even know why Jafar was trying to do anything because he already like ruled the kingdom.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense about Disney movies.
Mm-hmm. Very true. What? Is he like Turtle Man?
He is now. He's a servant. He's overworked. Hunched back.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure. With his bell-bottoms, jeans.
He's old. He's not with the styles of the current Arabian kingdom.
Like, they wore baggy pants, but not like bell-bottom baggy.
Some nice, simple servant shoes. Unlike Aladdin's shoes that I drew to look like lamps unintentionally.
Weird point on the back.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so skinny.
Lions
Just a bone now.
His lines were closer together than they were meant to be.
Oh, I'm guessing he's pointing, but it's
the guy they send out to turn people away. Go point to them with your crooked finger.
They won't even want to come anymore.
Go point at them with your crooked finger. I tell them to leave. That's why we keep you employed. Anyway.
Aladdin just like clearly has his hand up, like just stop. Don't come to me.
No, he's waving at the crowd that you can't see.
No. That's what I originally thought until I saw what was in front of him.
Get back! No further! Put an eye out with that thing! Yeah, because, like, How many other movies have a prince that is literally coming into the kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, you got the reference here, for sure.
Yes, thank you. Unless people have never seen this movie, in which case, go watch it.
We counted, and you only have 74. I mean, I only see one, personally.
You want to be here the rest of your life, Ben? Just as long as I had to. Yeah, but no, like, they don't tolerate princes with only 74 golden.
Yeah, it's a 75 minimum golden camel entry fee.
Unfortunately. Oh, gosh. Did you see where he got a little bit of dirt on his cape? How it perfectly lined up with that.
Yep, just a little speck of dirt.
Yep. It does look like a forest ranger is carrying his camel. Oh gosh.
You broke the mic.
I did. Oh gosh. I think that's a sign.
Yep, I guess we'll never make a video again.
Time to just title it. What is it?
The Coming of a Prince.
So long.
Except he wasn't a prince.
He was like we already argued.
Yeah, no, he definitely was a prince. Like that whole plot point of the movie was just like why was that?
Why is he not a prince?
Yeah, like he literally used one of his 3 wishes to be a prince.
By the way, if this guy shows up at your door, even though he only has 74 golden camels, I think those 2 ladies in your drawing might have been slightly more impressed than the creep that their doorstep.
I mean, I will admit that, especially if he came with 74 golden camels.
See, now Aladdin has to like make a choice. It's like, do I use another wish just to wish for 1 extra golden camel? Be like, well, actually, it's right there behind your ear.
Yeah, and just like pulls out a camel.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh yeah, come on in.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Better than whatever else he spends his wishes on.
What, like not drowning and letting the genie free?
He didn't actually wish for the not drowning thing. Genie just kind of did that and then stole one of his wishes.
So you're saying he should have wished for the genie not to be free. Instead, he should have gotten 1 more golden camel so that he could have decided to lie about not being a prince, even though he was a prince.
Yes, and then he just hands the lamp to Jasmine, who then wishes for the genie to be free.
Why isn't that like how it ended?
Like, he doesn't have to.
Here, Jasmine, quick, make 2 wishes, and then on the 3rd one, let the genie free.
Yeah. He doesn't have to, like, go and find a magic cave and put the lamp in there. He can just...
Yeah, like, he should have just totally given it to Jasmine. At least 2 more wishes. Like, you get 3 more wishes that way. He gets to make a 3rd wish. She gets to make 2. Although, I guess when he sets the genie free, he doesn't, like, realize that Jasmine is still gonna... Because, like you pointed out earlier, he's an idiot.
Yeah, no, yeah, he is an idiot.
The only prince that isn't an idiot, Prince Philip.
Yes.
The official...
But only because we haven't seen enough to prove otherwise.
Yeah, the official 2 poor artists approved prince.
Yes.
You slay a dragon, don't kiss dead people, and don't lie about, or say that you're lying about being a prince when you're really a prince.
Yeah. I mean, he barely did anything. Like, I mean, he was impressive. He killed a dragon. He ruled a kingdom. You know, like, he's just
your
the
standards are awfully high. But
I meant
like barely anything.
I meant like he had barely any screen time, and I don't think he said a word.
It's because it's not called Sleeping Handsome Man. It's called Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, but he's the best prince. He's the only good prince.
The only good prince. Like, none even comes close.
Yeah, like, I mean, Aladdin's fine, but apparently he's not a prince.
Yeah, like, if he's not even gonna say he's a prince, who are we to say he is? Yeah, he can't even. He's too pathetic to even admit that he's a prince after he literally wished to become one.
Yeah, he's just a prince who married a princess and has a best friend that has unlimited power. But, you know, I mean, he's just not a prince.
Because he lied, Benj.
Yeah. Even though he just didn't. He just became a prince.
You know who else we don't approve of? Princes who come and knock at your door when staring through your window.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are the worst.
Anybody that like looks through the window at the same time as knocking on the door.
Let that be a lesson to you all. And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Is that how we're going to end? Just like awkwardly on some advice? As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.